But first, we've had a lot recently about well-being and the effects on health. Well, in the Horsham area, Public Health West Sussex has commissioned a free service for people locally. It's already made a difference for a number of people. They're about to launch a new Wrllbeing Centre in the town this coming Saturday. We'll hear from some of those then have benefited. Let's start with Lesley, who got help from the alcohol wellbeing advisor and joins me on the line now. Lesley, thank you for joining us. Very good to have you with us this morning. First of all, what led you to go along and ask for some help?
Well, like a lot of people in lockdown, you left to your own devices. I live by myself, and the work was quite stressful, and I found that my alcohol consumption was really ramping up to a level where I wasn't comfortable, because that's what happens, and you kind of fall into it. You fall into a different routine, and alcohol being used as a more of a crutch.
It's easy to get into that mindset, isn't it? Particularly when we're deluged with sort of adverts that sort of wine o'clock time, and it's kind of normalised the fact that alcohol is a way of dealing with stress.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So you decided to go along and get some advice, and I'm assuming that it was a real help to you.
Yes, it was excellent, because basically you don't know what your levels are until you start looking at it. So it was really useful to talk to the alcohol advisory service. The lady rang me up, and we went through where I was drinking, what I was drinking, how many units I was drinking, and basically quantified what the problem was, and then worked on ways to make it better.
I would imagine a lot of people listening will be thinking, oh dear, I'm not sure. And that's quite a shock to the system, isn't it? Because it's easy to just kind of undermine how much you're actually drinking and kind of pretend that it's less than it actually is.
That's the first thing. You've got to be honest with yourself, and that's I started doing a diary, and I was absolutely horrified when you started talking.
Was it worse than you'd initially thought though when you started writing it down? How many units are we talking about here?
Oh, I was in the range of 50 to 60, which was well over 3 times of the recommendation of 14 per week. And I found out that it was only when I was actually ill for a week that I just about stayed within the 14. I thought, we've got a problem here.
And has this made a difference then? Are you now able to stay within that 14? And because that does sound like that's a level of alcohol that could potentially be quite damaging.
Yeah, I'm now within the 14 units per week. I still keep the diary. I still keep track of it. What I did a complete break in January. I joined the Dry January Facebook group, and the Alcohol Change UK. And this was all signposted by the Alcohol Advisory Service. So kind of worked all together with the alcohol advisor, and then also getting assistance from daily emails from the Dry January group. So it was really good to see what other people were feeling with their journeys as well, because everybody's on their own journey.
So it's made a real difference to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's also talk to somebody else for whom a difference has been made as a result of this, because there's a lot that you can get involved in here. So Lesley got help from the alcohol wellbeing advisor. Let's talk to Gavin, who's done the Learn to Run course and the Men's Health Challenge. So we'll hear Gavin's story. So Gavin, how did you get involved in this? Why did you decide that you needed the Men's Health Challenge?
Good morning, Sarah. It was actually my doctor. He told me that if I don't start losing weight and get healthier, I would be costing the NHS thousands of pounds. and he was absolutely spot on. I was morbidly obese. I'm in my 60s, and he recommended I actually did the Wellbeing Healthy Eating course. So I did, joined up, learned about food labelling, alternative foods to better lifestyle. It's all to do with hydration. I was weighed on a weekly basis and lost a little bit of weight. After that 8-week course, I was then introduced to other options, of which one was the Learn to Run. And very, very happy that I joined that. In my youth, about 40 years ago, I used to run for Brighton's Arena 80 down at the Wrllbeing Stadium.
So it all came back to you then?
Yeah, it did. It sort of, I thought, oh, I could do that. You know, it was couched to 5K sort of system, from nothing to a 5K. I must admit, on day one, Sarah, my knees were knocking. I was expecting to meet super athletes, but I was blown away. It was like-minded people, people like me, a great mix of people that a lot of them have sort of become firm friends now. The best thing that we did was set up a WhatsApp group, and we still chat to each other now. It's sort of like 3 years ago we started it all.
Do you know, I think all of us, we've done that thing where you've tried to do diets or tried to get yourself a little bit fitter in splendid isolation. But from the sounds of it, having somebody else working with you and weighing you and talking you through things, that made a real difference.
It does. It does. It gives you something to focus on, and you know that you've got 7 days to do it. I mean, Tess and Nick that run the Learn to Run. I think Tess is the manager of the Wellbeing. Absolutely brilliant, because I halfway sort of through my running course, I was rushed to hospital with a burst appendix, and they heard about that. And when another course opened up, when I was better, about 3 months later, they reassigned me to another course, and it's another group of people that I've met, and we've just all become really good friends. So when I've graduated, we're still continuing to meet up and go out for our runs. I'm doing the 90-day Wellman course, and we're doing that includes a Monday night with a sort of like an OMF, outdoor military fitness, with Liam in the park on a Monday night, and we go out sort of Tuesdays and Thursdays for our 5Ks. I'm now up to 10K, would you believe?
There's no stopping you.
No,
that's amazing, isn't it? And
Sarah.
what strikes me as well is hearing your story and hearing Lesley's story, you know, by allowing these courses to go ahead, by providing this intervention, this is saving you from potential ill health in the future, and actually saving the NHS lots of money as well.
Yeah, God knows what I would be like if I hadn't have had it. You know, the doctor gave me a kick up the backside, and I grabbed it with every opportunity, thanks to Horsham Wellbeing. And by the way, sir, it's a cracking shop they've got. I've been inside it actually, and I wish them all the success, because they are fantastic, and there is so much there for everybody. It's not just about, it's the well-being, it's meeting people, feeling good, getting outside, having fresh air.
Well, I tell you what, 2 real success stories. Lovely to talk to you. Keep you running up.
Thank you.
Really nice to have you on the programme. Let's talk now to Greg Charman, who's the Community Safety and Wellbeing Manager at Horsham District Council. Greg, thank you so much. There's sort of glowing endorsements going on there from those that have used this so far.
Aren't they just? Yeah, they're great, both great examples, aren't they, of sort of outcomes, and what a positive thing it is to hear that. Really, really pleased. It's nice to hear.
You know, we're hearing a lot about cuts going on in services like this, but actually what this has just highlighted is that by offering this service and offering this intervention and allowing people to take control of their health, that can save a lot of money to other services in the future.
Yeah, absolutely the case. So it's widely recognised, obviously, that prevention in health is the way forward. We need to educate people, work with people, change habits and behaviours at an earlier stage before those health problems then start to not only cost money but cause more significant problems for individuals. And as Gavin's just said, you know, thank goodness that his GP was smart enough to refer him into us, and Gavin was motivated enough to come through the door. So that's a great example.
It's great that you were there for him to be referred to, though, because otherwise I can imagine, you know, your doctor says, well, you need to sort your weight out, and you go home and you try and do it on your own, and it's not necessarily easy. Sometimes you need the motivation of talking to other people, or someone helping you with tips, or someone offering, you know, weighing you and seeing how you're getting on. You need that to really get some momentum going.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, everyone's different. Some people are happy to go it alone and even prefer to go it alone. But I think the majority of people do thrive with a bit of support. So coming to find us, talking to one of our advisors initially, and then having a series of appointments and getting on some sort of program, depending on the need, because obviously we get lots of people through the door with a wide range of health needs. So yeah, please come and find us. Let's have a chat and see what we can do for you.
A completely free service. It almost sounds too good to be true. I mean, how many people are you hoping to help? I'm sure that there has to be some kind of limit on numbers.
Well, so this new shop or centre that we've launched in the town in Horsham, the idea is that we're more accessible. We were based in the council offices previously, which was great, but at the moment with COVID and all the rest of it, the offices are not open to the public other than by appointment. So we've felt that taking the step into having a shop and a presence in the town was a smart move. And although again there's COVID secure measures in place, we can still see a number of people in the shop. It's a big space, and you don't need an appointment. Just drop in, come and find us, and we'll be happy to see you.
So any other way that people can find out more? Is this sort of an online site that people can go to?
Absolutely. There's if people look under it's horsham.gov.uk is our website, and under the Wellbeing sort of tab there, you'll find everything from our launch week, which kicks off on Saturday, so 10 o'clock this coming Saturday, right the way through till 4 in the afternoon. That's our launch day. And then all next week, we've got different events on throughout the week that are tackling different things. So, for example, Move More Monday with lots of taster sessions. Wednesday is Weight Off Wednesday, for example. Thursday is about time to quit and cut back, which is a focus on alcohol and smoking. So all through the week next week, we've got different themes.
All areas covered. Really good to talk to you. And thank you so much for joining us on the programme. Lovely to have you with us. So you can find out more. So it's Horsham, West Sussex, wellbeing.org.uk if you want to find out more. And of course, you can go along and see them as well. Big launch week coming up next week.